Welcome. My name is Michael Mastro, and I'm with Transformational Vedic Astrology. And today we're going to look at the astrology chart of Robert DeNero, born August 17th, 1943, at 3 a.m., Brooklyn, New York. And if you look to the eastern horizon when he was born, you see the constellation of Gemini rising at 22 degrees. 22 degrees becomes the most effective point of every house. Any planet that's close to that, like Rahu and Ketu, within 5 degrees, Mercury, and probably a little bit Venus, have a lot of impact in the chart. Now, in this form of astrology, planets rule two houses, but we favor or give preference to the Multicona sign. So whatever house, all the houses give you an idea of what's going on in every area of your life. And so we all came here to learn certain lessons and work on certain things. And wherever we find the Multicona signs, then that is one of the main things we are working on in this lifetime. So here in the second house, we find the fourth sign of Cancer, ruled by Moon. And so he's working on wealth and recognition and continuation of the marital bond. And we see the fifth sign of Leo in the third house. So he's working on business and communication. That would include acting. And then in the fourth house, you see the sixth sign of Virgo, ruled by Mercury. And so he's working on family and happiness, what makes him happy. Then you see the seventh sign of Libra in the fifth house, working on entertainment, creativity, education, investments, children. And then you see the ninth sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, in the seventh house, partnerships. Then you see the 11th sign of Aquarius, ruled by Saturn, in the ninth house, working on good fortune, religion, belief, law. And then you see in the 11th house, the sign of Aries, ruled by Mars, working on income and friendships. So those are the main areas of life that he's working on in this lifetime. So we're going to first look and see how the planets are operating in his chart, and then we'll see when they're operating, because not everything happens all at once. And then we'll look and see at what we could do to improve the chart with remedies. So with the Gemini sign, there are no Multicona signs in the 6th, the 8th, or the 12th house. So the only malefics are Ketu and Rahu. And they do have some impact in his chart because they're very, very close to the rising sign degree. That means that they can be causing some issues for the houses they're in, and then they're affecting 6 out of the 12 houses. So they're affecting obstacles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, spirituality, spiritual growth, as well as addictions and sleep issues and things like that. 7, 5, 6, 7, and so then the house of wealth and continuation of the marital bond and fame. 8, 9, family, happiness. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, health and conflict. 6, 7, 8, 9, career. So those all can be impacted by Rahu and Ketu at various times. The other planets are all benefic, but they can cause some issues because some of them are very weak. So Sun is at 0 degrees. And Sun in the Gemini chart indicates health as well as business and communication. And that would flow with acting as well. And it's fairly close to Venus. Venus is performing arts. So now Sun being weak um, indicates father. And so his father left when he was 2 years old. So he didn't get much support from his father. He was very close to his mother. Moon is at 21 degrees, close to the most effective point again. And it is ruling the house of wealth and fame and continuation of the marital bond. Um, Now, it's in this house that's ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is weak in degrees. So that makes Moon also weak. It lets the air out of the tire of Moon. So Moon becomes weak. Moon is mother. Um, and so it his mother had to raise him without a father, and it makes him emotional. It gives him the ability to perform in public, um, but because it is weak, multiple relationships, continuation of the marital bond. I think he had 2 or 3 marriages. Mars is at 3 degrees. Now, this is also education, so that would make affect some of the education. He dropped out of high school to start his acting career. He didn't complete his education. Mars is at 3 degrees. Also, any planet that's less than 5 degrees or more than 25 is said to be in adolescence or old age and cannot protect or promote its own signification. So Mars is also in that 12th house, which makes it also weak. So Mars gives income through passion. Mars is energy and passion, his passionate ability to act. But it also can make him give anger, and so he has some anger issues and can be quite aggressive. And a lot of the roles that he played in the movies were tough guy roles, and so and he's a very private person. So this is separation, feeling separate. So very private person, and then drugs and abusive behavior can be associated with Mars as well, since it's in this 12th house. Mercury's at 25, also close to the most effective point. It brings happiness through family and business and acting. And he's a very devoted father, very much a perfectionist, makes him very critical. He's a director as well. But gives him good communication skills, acting skills, etc. Probably one of his better planets. But Sun, the landlord of that third house, is weak, and so that also makes Mercury weak as well. Now, Jupiter is at 17 degrees, and it's fairly strong, and it's placed in the second house of wealth and recognition, ruling the house of partnership. So all people with acting careers advance through partnerships with their agent and other people. So I think this is pretty strong for him, although it's in that house with Rahu. So it gives him good wealth. I think he's well through his business. He owns some restaurants, and through his acting and fame as well, and gives some children as well. Venus is at 27 degrees. Remember, it's a little weak because it's more than 25. He did not finish high school. Venus is related to the sexual area of the body, prostate issues. He had prostate cancer. Venus is acting, entertainment. It's ruling this house of entertainment and investments. And you got the investments in the restaurants, and it's conjunct Mercury, which gives good business sense as well. He did have some issues. This is wife, and so wife becomes a little bit weak, and I think his wife had trouble conceiving, or his girlfriend, and so they used a surrogate for their children, a couple of the children. Saturn's at 1 degree, also weak, ruling the house of good fortune, and it is placed in the house of life purpose and longevity. So it's weak. It could affect his longevity, although I think he's pretty, let's see, born in 43, so yeah, he's getting up there in age. It says that he could be of service to others. I think he does do some charitable contributions. So, and it is in the house of health, so it would also reflect health along with Venus and Sun. Rahu and Ketu, again, 22 degrees, very close to the most effective point. And they're functional and malefic, so they can cause some harm. Gives desire for fame, desire in the house of fame, and gives insights into researching the parts that he's playing. And it does affect health and family in his chart, so that could affect the prostate cancer. So let's look and see when the planets are operating in his chart. You see that his first acting career gig was in 1968. That was during a Venus period. Venus is acting again. 76, he got married during a Saturn-Jupiter period. Jupiter is partnerships. Got an Oscar in 1980 during a Mercury-Venus period, acting and happiness through acting there. And then got a divorce in 1988 during a Mercury-Rahu period. Rahu's unexpected events. And Mercury is the family, end of the family then. Unexpected events happening to the family. Got arrested in October of 95 for, I think, trying to take paparazzi's, hitting a paparazzi. That was during a K2 Sun period. Sun is weak. K2 is unexpected events and drama in the house of drama, death-like experiences. Sun is, communication issues. Then he got another divorce in 99 during a K2 Saturn period. So unexpected events for Saturn. Saturn in the house of purpose. Then he got prostate cancer in October of 03 during a Venus Sun period. Sun is health, Venus is prostate. And that's it. So, very good. What can we do to strengthen this chart? So we want to pretty much strengthen all the planets and transform Rahu and Ketu. Ketu by giving to spiritual organizations and some chanting. Rahu by Shiva chants and giving to those who cannot help themselves. Also, you could help stray dogs or animal shelters. Now, to strengthen the planets, we want to either use the gemstones, the colors, and or a kavash. Kavash would be a locket containing the Devata yantra to strengthen Sun, giving a better business and communication. Mercury to support happiness through family. Venus to support his acting and children and wife, and Jupiter to support the relationships and partnerships. Saturn to support more good fortune, and Mars to give good income. So those are the things we could do to strengthen this chart. Thank you for listening. My name again is Michael Mastro. This is Transformational Vedic Astrology. If you're interested in a Vedic astrology reading, you can go to www.vastucreations.com. Or if you want to learn Vedic astrology in the way that I teach it, that's very accurate, and become certified, you can go to American Institute of Vastu.com. Thanks again for listening.